Hi there. Welcome to Sunnyside Journals. I'm Catherine. I have a little visit this morning. You know what? I haven't thought of a Corona confession. Oh boy. Here. Here it is. Today, this is my weird necklace for today. Ooh, There we go. Oh, hold on. Didn't set my alarm. Let's do this. Hey Google, I want to set an alarm.
Okay, what time's the alarm?
12:02 p.m. today.
Okay, 12:02 p.m. setting your alarm.
There we go. Okay, that should do it. That should do it. All right. Spent the morning working on some more face masks. These ones are really cute. I've had this in my bin for a while, and it had one of those edges on it. I think it was like designer fabric. um, because this pattern is called Grandpa's Necktie. Isn't that a cute name for a pattern? And it does, you know what? That would make a really pretty necktie. I would let my husband wear a necktie in that pattern. I think it's so pretty. And then this side, again, from one of my thrifting hauls, I thought that I would be binding, maybe some cookbooks or something or gardening books with this. Because see how it's got all the different plants and herbs, dill, oregano, rosemary, thyme. Yeah, you know what? It's going to a good cause. I used it all up, and it's making face masks, but they're cute. It's looking more and more like we're going to, out in public at least, be asked to wear fabric face masks. It wouldn't surprise me throughout this summer. If we're at stores and if they finally ease up a bit on the self isolation. I can see how they will still say, if you're going into stores, if you're going on public transit, please put on a fabric face mask. I can see that because that seems to be the only way to keep the numbers low and keep that curve flattened. So anyhow, so that's I don't want it to take over my life. I don't want to obsess about it too much. So what I try to do is cut out a whole stack of masks and then sew 5 a day. So I actually did a few more today because I used up what's left of this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got 6 done today. So they're cute. I got the papers ready to put inside the little Dickens here. And I decided on some lace. Remember I was wondering whether I wanted to put lace in it or not, along the edges. And I decided I do. And I found some, I love this lace. Let me bring it up really close because it's so pretty. I think it's made out of either cotton or linen. It's so pretty. I got this at one of the few rare antique shows that I went to. It was called a nostalgia show. Anyhow, the lady was very kind because I bought a whole bunch of her laces. And so I didn't pay too much for it. And I love it. I love how it feels. And I think that would look really pretty. And then I have this teensy tiny little scrap of lace that actually is the pretty blue color of the cover. Look at this. Isn't that pretty? So I think I've got enough to do, yep. So I could do 2 edges with this pretty it's sort of a dusty turquoise blue, dusty periwinkle blue. Pardon me. So I'm trying to think. I'm thinking I might do like the first, second, fourth, and fifth front signature. First of all, so I don't overlace it. It's a tiny little delicate book, and I don't want to overlace it. But on the other hand, it's just so pretty. And I think I'm trying to decide if I want to put the blue peeking out underneath this ivory. So let's take a look and see. I do this all the time. You've probably noticed I lay things out and then I take a look and see if that's how I like it. And that looks pretty if the blue was in the center. Now let's switch it around and see. Let's put this ivory under there. And then the blue. I'm calling it blue. It's really an in-between color. I think some people could look at this and say that it's green, and some would look at it and say, oh, that's turquoise, and some would say, oh, that's robin's egg blue. There's Benjamin Moore has a color, and I actually love it, called Palladian blue. But to me it looks green, and to other people it looks blue. And it's one of those things like that dress. Remember that dress that people thought was blue and black, and other people thought it was gold? And anyhow, so this lace is definitely one of those colors. Oh, I think I like that better. I think I like the blue shows up better laying on top of that ivory. All right, very good. That's what we'll do then. That's the order we'll go in. I was tempted to maybe use this because that's pretty cool too. This ruffle made out of some, I have tons of this fabric. If it gets so bad with the mask fabric situation, because I'm quickly going through all my pretty fabric, it's for a good cause. I know that I have tons of this. So if necessary, that's what everyone in town will start be wearing. See, I like that too, because it's kind of raggedy and old looking, and it looks like what 130-year-old edging would look like. I don't know. Okay, so I tea-dyed some edging, cotton edging. But I also think I think I'm going to be going downstairs. This is polyester. It just doesn't accept the tea dyeing very well. But I thought I wanted to double it up so that when you tie it in a bow, you get that double layered effect. Do you know what I mean? Like it would, when you tie it shut, it would look like that, which I think is pretty. And this does look old. This is, obviously it's somebody's from whatever era, but I'd like that to look a little grungier. And I'm tempted to maybe go at it with some distress ink, because this just doesn't tea dye very well. I'm going to think about it. I got my I got this ready for when it's time to sew in, and it almost is. I'll do that tonight while I watch TV. These can go in soon. I got them all sorted out. Pretty. I'm really liking the feel of this. Oh, you know what I wanted to look at? I was watching Diane Hubert's latest video where she goes through all the various kinds of Edwardian lady books, Edith Holden books. Hold on, I want to grab mine because I noticed the interior papers on one of hers, and it was pretty. And they might make nice end papers. Let's see. No, it's not you. Is it you? Oh, rats. Is it you? Are you the one? Nope. She had one of the Edith Holden books, and the end papers were so pretty. And it just shows you how different they all can be. All right, Let's see if it's one of these ones, because off the top of my head, I can't remember which one it was. Nope, it's not that one. Nope, it's not that one. That might have been cool. All right, well, oh well, that goes out the window. So I'll stick with what I was thinking about, which is that for the end papers, this for the inside. No, that's going to look nice. You know what? You can over decide things, right? That looks really, well, I want it like that because I like those blue beads. I think that will look really nice. Okay. All right. That's it. Let me put these back together so I use so many file folders for so many different things that I have to pin things together, or else I could end up using this and making a bookmark out of it. All right, little Dickens, over there. I've been fussy cutting even more of these. Last night, here's some more. I want to make actually a journaling card of that one. I think that's a nice size for a journaling card. Look at this. There was a page I read on crochet edging. And I mean, I've got crochet like that. Actually, I think I have some right here. This is sort of a bigger version. Sort of that little half thing. And then of this is lace making. And it's very similar to what I've got here. It kind of made me happy. Cool. Very cool. Oh wait, that one looks also like, looks like a tiny version of that. I don't see this one here. And this one's quite popular. It's just like a little shell, a bit of a shell pattern. Anyhow, that was kind of cool. So sometimes, and I'm sure you guys do this too, I just stop and start reading the book that I'm cutting up. So it's not a total, some people might think, oh, what a waste of a book, you're cutting it up. Well, I read it and then I make pretty things out of it. So it actually gets a double life. Come on. My poor husband, desperate to find things to do, has already washed more windows today. My mom would have loved that. My mother loved clean windows. And my dad, he would get out, even on when by the end, the last 25 years, they lived in a condo on the second floor. And my dad would still wash her windows on the second floor. Of course, the interior is easy, but on the exterior, he'd get outside the building. There was a hose on the building for tenants, residents who wanted to wash their car. And he had a gizmo thing that he would attach to the water hose. And he'd clean her windows up on the second floor from down below and shooting the water up there and the soapy attachment that you use for washing cars. And she would just go, oh, it's beautiful. And he'd be so happy that he made her day. Well, look at these antique bedpans. Look at that. A slipper-shaped bedpan. This was a really great book. If you ever find it, the John Seymour book. If you ever find it, boy. If I see it again, I'll grab it again, because I might start tucking some of these in when I send journals off. Here's a cute one. Oh, ah. All right. All right, Catherine, put the juvenile humor away. I'll get back to get back to work on little Dickens. All right, let's make a bit of room. How am I for time? Oh, about 10 minutes. All right, so I made up my mind about the lace. Maybe I... Problem is I don't like sewing on camera because my sewing machine is across the room on a different table. And I don't like to have to move my... I don't like to have to move my camera stand, and I also don't know how, nor do I care to learn at this point in my life, how to splice videos together. That's too much for my head. All right, where's my stool? What I'm going to do is glue these down first, and then I will sew them on later so that the glue will hold them in place. I always cut my lace a little bit too long so that I can trim it afterwards. Sometimes you just never know what lace is going to do while you're gluing or sewing. So I always give myself a little fudge room. I just do. I'm just doing 3-in-1 to hold this down. It's like Fabri-Tac, just a different name. So I don't worry about too much of it because it's really the thread that's going to hold it into place. I'll zigzag it. And this is not vintage paper. It's been tea-dyed, but it's just standard paper that I have found at thrift stores. Thank goodness people like throwing out paper. And I buy it. I like when I can use flat lace so that I don't have to make my book too bulky. See? All right, you're good. Let's put you aside. Let's get out you, number 2. Oh, I love this lace. Oh, I just love it. So while I make the fabric face masks, I get a little sentimental smile on my face because that's my mother's sewing machine that I use. My mother was an amazing quilter. Amazing quilter. And so I have her sewing machine now, and that's what I use. So it's nice, and I smile again because no, I don't want to waste too much of this lace because this lace is old. I smile again because I know that making fabric face masks is something my mother would have rolled up her sleeves and done for sure. She was an amazing quilter, and she had just gobs and gobs of fabric from all the quilts that she had made over the years. Every grandchild, until she started developing dementia, every grandchild got a quilt as a wedding gift from her, queen-size quilt. The last few, unfortunately, did not because she lost her ability to make quilts. She made a quilt for me, and I just cherish it. It's beautiful. It's in beautiful hunter green and gold and burgundy shades in log cabin print. Oh, it is so gorgeous. I love it. Alrighty, let's do this one. So I know for a fact that my mom would have put away the quilting and gotten out all her fabric and all her elastic, and the town of Coburg would have been wearing the best fabric masks in Ontario. like to leave enough so that I can catch it with the sewing machine. And this is quite wide. I don't want it to stick out too far. Let me see from the back. Yeah, that looks nice. She used to, in addition to quilting, she was also a very avid knitter and crocheter. And for many years, she used to knit tiny little preemie hats and mittens for Sick Children's Hospital in Toronto. And she just paid for the wool out of her own pocket, and she could do a whole set, little hat and little thumbless mittens, in one evening of watching TV. She could finish a set, and she'd wait till she had enough, and then she would mail them off to downtown Toronto to the Hospital for Sick Children, which is world famous. They do amazing stuff there. I had surgery on my eyes at Sick Kids when I was about 1.5 years old. And I have a few of my children that needed to have various things at Sick Kids. So it's a wonderful place, and she certainly, for many years, I'd love to know how many preemies went home. Oh, wait a minute, I got to give myself a bit of an edge. How many preemies went home with Mrs. Brown's little knitted caps, because they just send you home with it. They don't wash them and reuse them. There we go. That's on. I'm gonna snip you closer. There you go. 4, you're done. All right, 5, come here. So that makes me feel happy when I'm sewing those masks, and I think that it's the least I can do. And I have a daughter who's busy sewing masks. I'm sewing adult masks, and she's actually got the teeny little models in her house, so she's been working on children's masks. And oh my goodness, she's incredible. And she's got lots of fun fabric too, so there have been some really cute masks coming out of her house. There we go. Maybe I can see if I can save that, actually. No, I think I waited too long. Oh well. I'll find somewhere to use that. I'll make a snippet. I'll make a snippet out of that. All right, 5. Let's even you up now too. This one got a sort of a curly end, and I might take it in my... I'm slowly taking over other rooms in my house because I have my ironing board now set up in our spare bedroom. We call it Ernie's room, after my brother, because it seemed like Ernie was the one always staying in there when he would come into town for various reasons, helping me with mom and dad or what have you. We just started, instead of calling it the guest room, we called it Ernie's room. And now my ironing board is just permanently set up in Ernie's room. Okay. Oh, 2. Is this you 2? 5, you ready? 1. Oh, that's what I want. Oh, thank goodness I number these things. Another one. Okay, so 1, 2, 4, 3, 4, 5. Yes, you look cute. You turned out good. Now let's see what you look like. Oh, hold on, garbage. I have a Band-Aid on my thumb because when I'm sewing the face masks, I keep poking the same spot with pins. The exact same spot. And ouch, it's really starting to hurt. So that's what the Band-Aid's for. All right, let's see what you look like. Come here, little Dickens. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Oh, I see an edge I didn't do. Here you. Don't do that. Did I pull you too tight and you're trying to curl up? Don't tell me I pulled you too tight. Because I don't have any more of you. All right, that's cute. You know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to take this downstairs in my kitchen. I have a spray bottle of premixed tea that I made extra strong, and then I put half rubbing alcohol in it so that it would evaporate faster. And you know what? I'm going to try that on this and see if I can, see if maybe, I don't know, maybe the alcohol will make the tea stain this better. It's not too bad as it is, but it still looks too new for a 130-year-old book. So I think that's what I'll do. Now, how am I for time? Oh, I've got like 2 minutes. I think I will go do that now. And so I'm going to say goodbye now. Yeah, 28 minutes. Oh, I'm going to sneeze. Oh, hold on. Pardon me. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm going to go do that now. So thanks for visiting. And take care. If you can stay home, please. Please stay home if you can. And if you can't, please stay safe. Put on a face mask, use a bandana, cut up a t-shirt, doesn't matter. Just cover your face. Bye. We'll talk soon.